Hey everyone, welcome to The Self Within. So today is going to be a solo episode, and I wanted to come on here and talk about a topic that I see come up time and time again, and that is boundaries. So I want to give a couple of examples, and these are real examples that I've seen come up with clients that I work with. Let's say you are feeling disrespected by your partner, or you want to change how you react to certain triggers in your life. Or maybe you just want to be less overwhelmed by work. Now, whether you resonate with one of these examples, or maybe you have something else that's going on for you, these are not surface level issues. They are things that have been going on more than likely for years. And at this point, there is built up stress, anxiety, and maybe even fear. Some of it is conscious and some of it is subconscious. And maybe we go to therapy. Maybe we are going to an energy clearing. Maybe we're addressing this issue in some other way. Maybe we're seeing another practitioner. There's another technique or modality that we're using to address our feelings, our challenges, things that are coming to the surface. And all of that is fine, right? We all need an outlet to process, to really understand what's going on for us, because that helps to create awareness and it also helps to regulate our nervous system. However, whatever session you've gone through or whatever technique you're doing, it's not the full solution. I really see it as a doorway. Because ultimately, what I think we're all looking for is to feel better in the long term, not just in the moment. But to do that, it requires something else. It requires active participation. It requires our responsibility and commitment to change. And so this is where boundaries come in because boundaries are actually here to protect the work that you're doing, whatever work it is. They are the change in action. So I was listening to this video by Dr. Becky, and this course that I'm taking is all about managing your kids' emotions. It's essentially a parenting course. And she talks about boundaries, but there was something that she said that really clicked differently for me. It helped me see boundaries in a completely new light, which is so funny because you hear about boundaries all the time. It's definitely a topic that comes up with self-discovery journeys or just in general, right? Like set your boundaries, set your boundaries. So it feels like you should know exactly what it means. But anyway, in the past, I think I used to see boundaries as okay, it's a statement that is going to protect me from something that I don't want to happen or I don't want to do, or simply just protect my physical, mental, emotional space. So a boundary might look like I will not have you yell at me when you're angry, or please don't message me outside of work hours, or I need you to give me space when I get home. And these might sound fine, but the reality is that in each of these examples, the power was actually put on somebody else. It wasn't actually on me or on the person that was wanting the boundary in the first place. And that's when I realized, like, oh, okay. So boundaries are really about what are you going to do that is going to be different. You are the change. It is about you taking responsibility for yourself and deciding what is going to happen next. Because at the end of the day, we can't actually control the other person on the other side as much as we want to. I know I've been there so many times. I want the other person, whether it's my kid or my partner or my friend or my coworker or my family member, to do the thing that I want them to do. But at the end of the day, it always comes back to us. So when your boundary depends on someone else changing, you're actually giving your power away. Then when they don't change or when that boundary isn't held up in real life, you feel like it was violated. right? Then you start to say, well, they're not listening. They don't want to do that, or whatever the story is that we tell ourselves. But the truth is that boundary was never fully anchored in me, in you, in us to begin with. So, how can we shift this? So, I'm going to go back to the same examples that I gave before, but I'm just going to shift it slightly, and I want to see if you can notice the difference. If yelling starts, I'm going to step away from this conversation. I don't respond to work messages after hours. When I get home, I'm going to take 20 minutes before re engaging. Do you feel the difference? So, in the examples I gave before, the responsibility was placed on the other person. But in this case, we're saying, I'm going to step away. I won't do X, Y, or Z. And when you make that slight shift, it is so powerful because, again, you are now the one taking action. You're not waiting for someone else, but it's you who does it. And this is why I think boundaries are essential to any healing process, any healing journey, and really making it last for the long term, making that effect and that outcome that we want to see last. So just imagine this. Imagine you are having a really powerful session with your therapist or your Reiki practitioner or someone else that you are seeing. You leave that session feeling lighter, calmer, with more clarity, grounded, right? You just leave feeling so grateful and you feel awesome. But now you go back to the same burning building, the same situation you were just in, whether it's at home or at work, without changing how you show up. A good friend of mine likes to say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And as silly as that sounds, it is so true, right? We put ourselves back in the same situation that we started in without changing ourselves. And that's when that cycle continues. And it's not because the healing didn't work or the therapy didn't work or whatever it is that you've been doing didn't fully work, but it's because the environment that you're going back to and your response to it didn't change. So if you've been feeling stuck, I want you to ask yourself, where am I waiting for someone else to change instead of deciding how I will respond? Because that's where you can take back your power. That's where lasting change can begin. Thanks so much for listening. I hope that this was helpful. And if you have any questions or if you want to shoot me a message, please do. You can always reach me at Anabel@nunatherapy.com. I'll catch you next time. Thank you for listening. If you're interested in becoming a client and working with me, visit me at nunatherapy.com or follow me on social media at Nuna Therapy for regular content and inspiration. Until next time.